The Director General of the Inter-Services Public Relations, Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry, has held India responsible for the recent terrorist attack on a school bus in Khuzdar, Balochistan. Speaking at a press conference in Islamabad alongside Interior Secretary Khurram Mohammad Agha, Lieutenant General Chaudhry said that India's state-sponsored terrorism against Pakistan has been ongoing since the country's inception.
It's written Indians 20 years of state-sponsored terrorism, but actually it's much more. So we are just giving you a cut of the last 2 decades. Because the Indian state-sponsored terrorism actually goes since the inception of Pakistan. 1971 Mukti Bhani incident, the creation of Mukti Bhani, its funding that terror organization in the erstwhile East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, is a very, very clear manifestation of that. And it keeps on going. But if you see on this slide, and I am focusing mostly on what's been happening in Balochistan.
He recalled that in 2009, Pakistan handed over a dossier of irrefutable evidence to then Prime Minister. He also referenced the 2010 public documents and the 2016 case of Kulbhushan Yadav, a serving Indian naval officer, as further evidence of the Indian involvement. In 2019, another dossier was presented to the United Nations. He added the international media had recently covered confessions from surrendered terrorists acknowledging Indian support.
In 2009, Pakistan government handed over evidence full of dossier of evidence, irrefutable evidence at Sharm el Sheikh to then Indian Prime Minister. It's part of the history. The publicly disclosed documents that were released in 2010, part of history. 2015, Pakistan presented again dossier at that time to United Nations. Again, Indian sponsored and abetted terrorism in Pakistan and in Balochistan. 2016, the world saw another ugly face of Indian sponsored terrorism, Indian prosecuted terrorism in Balochistan in the shape of Kulbhushan Yadav, serving Indian naval officer, who confessed in detail to all the heinous and nefarious acts of terrorism that he has been sponsoring, funding on behalf of the state of India. Then again in 2019, dossier again presented full of evidence to United Nations. Very recently, the international media has seen self-given confessions and acknowledgements of multiple surrendered terrorists of this fitna al-Hindustan, who told that how Hindustan is funding, planning and carrying out the terrorist acts in Balochistan.
Interior Secretary Khurram Agha opened the press conference by condemning the May 21st Khuzdar attack, calling it a cowardly act carried out by terrorists of Fitna al-Hindustan on the orders of India. He confirmed that the attack resulted in deaths of 6 children and injuries to 31 others. He said this was not merely an attack on a bus, but an attack on Pakistan's values, education system and social fabric. Agha expressed condolences on behalf of the Pakistani government and assured that the Ministry of Interior, in collaboration with the provincial authorities and law enforcement, is investigating the attack. He said initial findings point to continued pattern of India-sponsored violence through proxies under Raw's direction.
It is with profound sorrow that I address you today in the aftermath of the despicable terrorist attack on a school bus in Khuzdar on the early morning of May 21st. This cowardly attack targeted innocent children, our future, resulting in the tragic loss of 7 lives, including 5 children and 6 children now, and injuries to 31 others. Let me be unequivocal that this was not an attack on a bus alone. It was an attack on our values, on our education, and on the very fabric of our society. On behalf of the government of Pakistan, I extend our deepest condolences to the families of the victims. We share their grief and we stand by them in this hour of immense pain that they are suffering. The Ministry of Interior, in close cooperation with the provincial authorities and the law enforcement agencies, are looking into all angles of this dastardly attack. Initial findings confirm that this attack is in continuity of a broader pattern of violence sponsored by India through Fitna al-Hindustan, operating under the tutelage and the patronage of the Indian intelligence agency RAW. Having miserably failed in the so-called Operation Sindoor, the terror proxies of Hindustan have been tasked to accentuate their heinous attacks of terrorism in Balochistan and elsewhere, sabotage development in the region, incite fear amongst the population, and derail the journey of peace and development in an attempt to repeat their playbook of 1971. Let me be absolutely clear here. The people of Pakistan will not let them succeed. Pakistan and its people, particularly those in Balochistan, reject this nefarious design. The state has the capacity and the will to dismantle these networks and bring the perpetrators and their handlers to justice. Such actions will have consequences. In the past couple of years, having suffered immense casualties in their attempts against hard targets, Fitna al-Hindustan have now resorted to hitting soft targets. Wayfarers, laborers working on development projects, infrastructure and machinery to paint a picture of loosening control of the state. Much against the traditions and culture of the Baloch, these terrorists have stooped so low that innocent school children have now been targeted. Local governments and the state apparatus will defeat them. These Indian-sponsored terrorists have no place in Pakistan and our national discourse. We have the wherewithal and the commitment to bring an end to this violence. Our resolve is firm and our response will be decisive. They will not succeed.
According to Agha, India's failed Operation Sindoor has now shifted focus to soft targets in Pakistan. He emphasized that the people of Pakistan, particularly those in Balochistan, reject this agenda. He warned that such actions would have consequences and pledged to dismantle terrorist networks and bring perpetrators to justice. Lieutenant General Chaudhry echoed these sentiments, stating that these attacks have no connection to Baloch identity and are merely Indian provocations. He cited past incidents like attack on the Chinese envoy in Karachi in October 2024 and the hijacking of the Jafar Express, both of which were preceded by posts from Indian social media accounts linked to RAW. He concluded by noting that Indian affiliated accounts celebrated the Khuzdar attack, highlighting links to groups like the BLA and Fitna al-Hindustan.